This is going to be a recipe to make a total of 4 cream cheese pies, and that's what I have right there. So a basic recipe, you just need 2 packages of cream cheese, 3 eggs, half a can of condensed milk, and 2 graham cracker pie crusts. And then you need your bowl and your little machine over there. So I'm going to make a total of 4. So I got 4 cream cheese, and you want to take these out of the refrigerator at least for a good 20 minutes maximum, so they could thaw and be nice and soft. If you don't have the time for that, you can take them and put them in the microwave. Obviously take them out of the metal packaging and just nuke them for like 10 seconds for 2 packages and 15 seconds for 4 packages. And then I have total 6 eggs here. So again, for a basic recipe, you just need 2 packages of 8 ounces of Philly cream cheese, 3 eggs of any of your choice, and half a can of condensed milk. If you want it to be sweeter, you can use the whole can, but since I'm going to make a total of 4, I'm going to use the whole can. So now I'm just going to combine all the ingredients and then show you what it should look like when you're done mixing it all. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure you preheat your oven to 300 degrees so that it's nice and hot for you when you put your pies, your ready cheesecakes in. So these are all the ingredients in the bowl. I forgot to mention that you're supposed to put 1 teaspoon per recipe. So for this one, I put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and I emptied out the whole can. And I don't know if you guys remember this as a kid, but whatever was left over, you used to just scrape it up and beg your mom to give it to you so you could lick it. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw in that little tidbit. So now I'm just gonna whip it up with my machine over there, and mix it all together and show you what that looks like. The other option you can add also, you can add a little bit of lemon juice. It says to add to the recipe, but I don't put the lemon in it because I don't like how it tastes. So this is a good base for any kind of cheesecake to make. I'm going to make them plain, and like I mentioned, I'm going to show you how I make my fruit toppings for my cheesecakes, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So there's a total of 6 eggs in here, 4 cream cheese, and a whole can of sweetened condensed milk. And now you want it to be all blended together. Now obviously the more you beat it, the smoother the texture is going to be. It's going to seem very liquidy. Don't be afraid of that, because it's going to dense up once you cook it. Now you could add sour cream to the mix if you want. This is just the way I like to make it, because this is the way I like the way it tastes, like I mentioned. So now I'm going to pour it into my shells. So you want to fill it up the not all the way to the top, like leave about 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, because it's going to rise when it cooks. So I could only put 2 in my oven at a time, so we're going to put those in the oven at a 300 degree oven for 50 to 60 minutes depending on your oven, because some ovens cook faster, and how you know they're going to be done is when you poke it in the middle. So this is what you want it to look like when it comes out of the oven. So 50 minutes was perfect. So you want to take a knife and just put it right in the middle, and it should come out clean, and that tells you that it's done. So what I like to do is let them sit for at least 20 minutes to 30 minutes. The longer you let it sit, the better, before you put the fruit topping on, because once I do put the fruit topping on, it'll sit for another 15 minutes. Then I'll stick them in the refrigerator to chill them. The third pie, and so since I'm planning to make like a pineapple coconut flavored one, this is what I have left for the last one. So I'm going to take this Chobani coconut flavored Greek yogurt and put it in. Now I've never done this before, so this is an experiment, so I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm just going to whip that into what's left over of the basic cheesecake filling, and then I'm going to pour that into the last shell, and that's the one that's going to be the coconut flavored one. This is the coconut one I added to, and it really didn't change the consistency that much, so probably going to cook that one a little less time. This is the one that's going to end up probably being the plain one, because they're all plain bases. I'm just going to make 2 strawberries and 1 plain, and then this one's going to have the pineapple topping on top. So after these are done baking, then I'm going to show you on my stove how to make the fruit topping. So this is what you're going to need to make the strawberry topping. You can use either fresh strawberries like I'm using today, or you can buy the frozen kind that already come chopped up for you. My supermarket actually had both, but these were actually on sale. They were cheaper, so if you can always use fresh strawberries, it's always better. And what I like to do is I will take some pomegranate juice to put in it. Now people would probably not think to put that in, but it actually makes it it gives it like this different taste, and it makes it a little syrupy for you. I'm going to show you that in a second. and then you could sweeten it to help with the juice to thicken it up. You could either use this sugar and the Eva'S, which I'm going to use today, or you can use honey or maple syrup, whatever it is that you like to sweeten your fruits with. So now I'm going to cut these up, rinse them off first, cut them up, and then I'm going to put them in a bowl, and then I'm going to show you how to prep your pan. You want to use a saucepan. This is a non-stick one that I've had for many years, so try to use something that you can make a sauce in that's not going to burn or heat up too fast and cook it too quickly, because you want to slow cook this. So I'm going to prep this and I'll be right back. You want to turn it up on high, get the pan nice and hot, and then once the pan is nice and hot, you want to pour your strawberries in. You don't have to add any butter or any oil or anything like that, because we're just making a simple sauce. You want to use for sugar or honey, depending what you use, depending how sweet you want to sweeten it, because if your strawberries are fresh and they're not sour, you're not going to need that much sugar. The sugar is really just to be used in combination with the pomegranate juice, so that it could just make like a little sauce with the strawberries. You don't have to use pomegranate juice. I just like the way it tastes. You can use any kind of juice that you like. It really helps to flavor up the strawberries. So like you use blueberry juice if you want. You can use cranberry juice. So this is what it's going to look like. As you can see, I put in about, I'm going to say anywhere from a fourth, not necessarily half a cup of pomegranate juice. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then I just dusted the sugar across. It was probably about 1 tablespoon. You could put 2. Like I said, you just adjust it according to how you want it. So I'd rather add less sugar, and I could always add more because you know, the cheesecake has sugar in it. We just want the strawberries to, you know, not taste like sugar. We want them to really enhance the flavor. So now what I'm going to do is I put my heat down. It was on high. It's already hot. So I'm going to put it down to medium heat, either 5 or 4. I'm going to put it on 4 because, like I said, I'm going to let it sit. And then I'm going to cover this with a cover. So you guys, this is the one that I put the coconut yogurt in. See how much it rose? And it looks like it's going to be a lot creamier. So those are the 3 that are plain. And like I mentioned, 2 of them are going to have strawberry topping, and 1 is going to be plain, and this one's the one I'm going to put the pineapple topping on. So I just want to show you what it's going to look like when it starts to bubble. Take the lid off, and then this is what's going to happen. And you want to stir it. Use a silicone spatula. Sorry, it's hard to do holding my iPhone. And then what I'm going to do is lower the temperature a little bit more. And like I said, the longer you let it cook, the more you want it to, because you really want this to thicken up. Because see how right now it has a lot of water in it? That's because the strawberries produce a lot of juice. So that's why I said you don't really need that much pomegranate juice. So yeah, we're just going to let this settle and cook down a little bit more. This is what it's going to look like. I just forgot to mention, try to not cook it too long. I think I might have cooked it a little too long because I'm used to using frozen ones. So when you use fresh berries, you have to cook it less time. So this is what the strawberry one looks like with the topping on it, and that's the plain one over there. And I keep the lids to cover them while they're in the fridge. So now I'm going to show you how to do the pineapple topping. Okay, so we're gonna take a can of crushed pineapple. You can use any fresh pineapple if you want, but I just decided to use this one because it already has the pineapple juice. And we're going to take it and put it into the same saucepan, which I washed out again. And I'm just going to heat it up thoroughly, let it simmer for a little bit to thicken it up a little. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. So again, like I should have probably gotten a bigger can, but it's going to be enough. It doesn't have to be swarming in pineapple. So it's just a preference. And I just figured the crushed one would be best. So there's a little bit of juice in it. I'm just going to let this heat up a little bit to kind of make it a little bit syrupy. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to it so that it can help sweeten it just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to show you the end result. This is what it looks like. You didn't have to heat it up very much because it was already a canned product. So like I said, just don't let it go too far. So I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to top the cheesecake, and then I will be back again to show you what it should look like. So half a can is enough to cover 1 cheesecake. So if you plan to do 2 of them, just get a bigger can or 2 small cans. So that's all my cheesecakes that I did today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I'm sorry I was repeating myself a lot, but it's really hard to do this when you don't have like a cameraman to just kind of guide you and remind you what you did or you didn't do. So anyways, I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and let me know in the comments if you guys tried out my recipe and or what kind of things are your favorite desserts to eat during the holidays. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.